It started with a flicker, the kind of tiny shift nobody notices until it becomes impossible to ignore. In Manhattan, sirens wailed louder than usual. Across the Pacific, the screens in Macau started glittering. New Jersey, San Francisco, and London would all follow suit. The world was on the brink of something inexplicable. A sudden, mysterious outbreak. Its origin undetectable, and its impact immediate. Kate Bishop knew chaos. She had learned it on rooftops, beneath city streetlights, bow drawn and eyes sharp. But this was different. The outbreak didn't just disrupt crime, it changed the very rhythm of life. People vanished from sidewalks, their phones buzzing with emergency notices and frantic news updates. Mayor's office press releases followed. But no answer came for the origin of the illness or how it spread so quickly. Kate retreated to a small apartment, arrows stacked nearby, and monitored police frequencies, waiting for patterns. On the other side of the continent, Shang-Chi faced his own storm. For him, the outbreak arrived in flashes. 1 minute, crowds surged along the market streets of San Francisco. The next, those same crowds thinned, replaced by hastily boarded shop fronts and the hush of concern. For days he tried to fight it as he knew best, protecting locals, running errands, and keeping the peace. But even the power of the 10 rings could not ward off a virus. It swept through the community, indiscriminate and fast. When people he knew started to fall sick, Shang-Chi understood it was time to reach out. Connection, after all, had become the Avengers' greatest asset. As technology pulsed at the heart of every city, so too did the call for heroes echo through encrypted message boards and dormant SHIELD contacts. The world may have fractured, but a thread of communication remained bare, but unbroken. Kamala Khan received her alert at dusk. Jersey's city glowed golden outside her window, while her mother tapped nervously at the phone. Kamala, though, could not sit still while her neighbors grew anxious, worried for friends and family. Her powers, once the source of so much secrecy, had become her responsibility. Kamala donned her suit, now comfortingly familiar, and headed into the city to help. There, she coordinated supply drops, checked in on those who couldn't leave their homes, and, above all, used hope as her shield against uncertainty. Within the first week, most of Art's mainline, Avengers, those who had once filled stadiums and headlines, were absent. Some stranded off-world, others lay low, self-isolating or fallen ill themselves. The usual beacons of strength, Thor, Captain Marvel, even Doctor Strange, remained out of reach. The world turned to whoever answered. That's what brought them together. It began as a trickle SOS pings and encrypted broadcast signals, each more desperate than the last. Kate Bishop traced energy surges to a clustered server in Midtown, recognizing the signature as Wakandan. Her hacking skills, though not on par with Yelena's, proved enough. She heard the same code names pop up over and over: Shang, Kamala, Bishop, names that, while untested as a team, shared a willingness to take charge when others could not. Shang-Chi answered a call from Wong, watching over portals with a skeleton crew at Comet. The mystical forces were uneasy. The outbreak had an unnatural component, one that seemed to thrive on existing divisions among people. Uniting efforts was the only way. Meanwhile, Ms. Marvey coordinated volunteers across state lines. When her tablet pinged with an incoming call from Bishop, she didn't hesitate to answer. Kate, ever pragmatic, laid out the facts. Scattered outbreaks, overwhelmed first responders, people needing help on every block. A communicator on her wrist blinked with a new message. Shang-Chi had joined the channel, his calm voice steadying the nervousness that lingered between them. Together digitally first, physically soon they mapped a plan. Kate would secure Manhattan, organizing rooftop rendezvous and medical supply runs. Shang-Chi leveraged his 10 rings, clearing out dangerous clusters and offering safe passage for health workers across the Bay Area. Kamala juggled humanitarian logistics, sometimes embiggening herself to move crates or rescue those trapped in apartments. It wasn't glamorous. These were tactical meetings in commandeered coffee shops, coded texts at midnight, and hand sanitizer instead of celebratory Each of them, in their own city, on their own rooftops, answered calls that never seemed to end. But slowly, The stories converged shared contacts, overlapping missions, and rising trust. Other Phase 4 heroes stepped in. Monica Rambeau shored up defenses in New Orleans, while America Chavez ferried supplies across realities when her portal powers allowed. But the heart of the movement was built on the patchwork courage of Bishop, Shang-Chi, and Kamala. Each brought their worldview and strengths, and each found, in T. Chris's, a guidepost for the unfamiliar era ahead. By the time the outbreak finally relented, the world had learned their names. They'd worked side by side, even, if only in moments, between sickbeds and silent city streets. Friendships forged quickly in the heat of a strange, shared struggle. It wasn't the old guard anymore. The next generation of heroes had come together not out of tradition, but necessity. And, this time, they were ready.